talk about a two-motion shooting form and if you should use it or no. So first of all, this is Ray Allen, a legendary shooter, and I kind of wanted to go over his form because he has the very two-motion shooting form. He uses two-motion shooting mechanics, and I want to talk about some points about his shooting mechanics. So one of the main points of a two-motion shot is that a two-motion shot has a pause at the shot pocket or at the height of the jump. So as Ray Allen is jumping, he is going to jump really high. So the ball is at his shot pocket, and as you can see, he pauses there for a very long time. Look at how high he is off the ground, and look at where his shot pocket is, and you can see, let me go back, look at the shot pocket, the ball has paused right there. It's stopping right there, and it's not moving till he releases with his wrist and his upper body. So what Ray Allen is trying to do right here is that he's trying to get the ball at the top of his shot pocket, and at the time that he jumps as high as possible, at the height of his jump, that's when he starts to release the ball. And that is one of the main points of a two-motion shot, is to get the ball as high as you can and to release at the height of your jump, which is what Ray Allen does right here. And also, as the video plays along, the other point of a two-motion shot is that you're going to be using your upper body a bit more than your legs. So think about your arms, your shoulders, and your wrists. So you're going to be using your upper body to get the ball to the basket and make the shot. Now what this means is that a two-motion shot is going to require a lot of muscle and strength, usually upper body strength. So you see how right here he's at the height of his jump, and look at how high he jumps, and look at where the ball is. He pauses the ball right there for about half a second, and then he shoots. Look at it's pause, and then he starts shooting towards the basket. So in order for him to do that, he's going to need a lot of upper body strength from his shoulders, his chest, his arms, and his wrists to get the ball to the basket. Now this also means that you're not going to be using your legs at all for power. Now remember, our legs are way stronger than our upper body. So even if you've never worked out before, your legs are always going to be naturally stronger than your upper body. So with Ray Allen here, because he has a two-motion shooting form, he's going to be using most of his upper body to get the ball to the basket. And he's just not going to be using his legs at all. And lastly, he's going to be jumping really, really high. So right here you can see where his feet are at. And look at how much high, and just look at how high he jumps just to get the ball over the top of the defender. And look at how high he's jumping just so he can get that release point up. So this right here is a two-motion shot, right? He's jumping as high as possible, and the ball is going to pause right at his shot pocket for just half a second, and then he's going to start to release at the height of his jump. So now let's kind of talk about if you should use a two-motion shot or not. So for like 95% of basketball players, I would say that you should not use a two-motion shot or like even try to develop it. So let's say you're a young basketball player, about 10 or 15 years old. You most likely don't have enough upper body strength to make a three-pointer with a two-motion shot. This is because your upper body muscles, they're just not developed enough to like get the ball to the basket from long ranges. Right? So if you're a younger basketball player or just started out, you're going to have some trouble getting the ball to the basket from the three-point range or even further from three-point if that's where you're going to be shooting from. And this is going to mean that sometimes, most of the times, you're going to be missing short. Sometimes you may miss long because you're going to be using your wrist to get the ball to the basket, and it's going to be more of a push than a shooting form. Now, I know there are some players who use a two-motion shot and they've been using it their whole life and it works for them. But if you look at most of the NBA, there aren't really many two-motion shooters. You can look at Ray Allen and Isaiah Thomas. There are also some players like DeMar DeRozan and Jimmy Butler. But most of the time, most NBA players around the league are going to be one-motion shooters. Also, if you are going to use a two-motion shot, I would advise you to use it when you're inside the three-point line, like the mid-range or inside the paint, where you're going to need some elevation to get the ball over taller players and defenders in order to not get blocked. If you watch any games, most of the mid-range players are gonna have a two-motion shot just so they can get the ball over the defender. And lastly, the way I teach basketball shooting, I would recommend all of my viewers and students to never use a two-motion shot unless you're going to be shooting from closer ranges to the basket, like maybe inside the paint or the mid-range, that's the only time that I would say that you can use a two-motion shot. But if you're going to be shooting from three-point line or beyond three-point line, one motion shot is going to be the best way to do it. And remember, think ball first, body after. But that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the advice, and let me know if you have any questions or requests, and I'll make sure to get back to you.